Brachim Habayim, all our wonderful friends and members of our Sinai Akiba community. It is truly, truly wonderful to see you as we end this past week and we start a new week ahead of us. This is a community Havdalah, and we are so pleased that you have joined us to be part of this, because it is so hard to be away from so many people during this time. These are ways that we can come together and truly remember the spirit of our Sinai Akiba community. During our Havdalah tonight, we have several people that are going to be participating, important members. You are all important members of our community, but we have some alumni, we have some grandparents, we have current parents, we have alumni parents, and of course, our own Rabbi Feig. We have Rabbi Guzik and Rabbi Sherman. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Rabbi Wolpe to welcome us and say a few words. Rabbi Wolpe.
Hello, hello. I'm still a little bit less technologically skilled than I should be, and as Rabbi Feig was unmuting me, I kept pushing the button that would mute myself. It's wonderful to be with you. I would say to see you, but I don't actually see you. And I just wanted to say this. You know, Havdalah is all about distinctions. We say ben kodesh l'chol, from the time that is sacred to the time that is the everyday. And this is also a time of distinction, of difference. But just like Havdalah and just like Shabbat, there will be a beginning time, and then gradually, probably, there will be an end time. And even though this may seem difficult, you will look back on this as an experience that we all shared together. And so I hope that you understand that just as Havdalah teaches us that everything changes and that there are distinctions between light and darkness and between the week and the Shabbat, that there are distinctions to be made between this time and the rest of our lives. And it will be a sort of brief slice of the time, and then we will be able to share together, not only online, but also in person. I've been enormously impressed and grateful at our community, how our school has hung together, how everybody has tried to help one another. And I know that that spirit, both of the synagogue and the school and of our people and our country, will continue. So I look forward to seeing you all in person. In the meantime, it's wonderful to see so many of you online. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and here's Rabbi Feig.
Thanks, Rabbi Wolpe. And thank you, Betty, for welcoming us. This is a really special Havdalah with everybody. We've been thinking so much about bringing the community together since we've been in this crisis and away from each other. We really miss the entire community. We've been thinking so much about you over these last number of weeks. And, you know, it's crazy to think that Monday we were off for 2 weeks, and Monday we welcomed everybody back to school, and it was just great to see everybody's faces, of course, via Zoom, but it's still pretty cool to see everybody, and it really helps to bring us together. And tonight is another opportunity to do that. And we're going to be promoting, and you've probably seen some promotions of other ways that we'll be connecting through Zoom and other online ways that we can see each other and maintain our close-knit community. So one of the themes tonight is, of course, community. And the other thing is that brings us together, and who we want to recognize tonight are some of the first responders we have in our community. We have people who are on the front lines, who come directly from Sinai Temple and Sinai Akiba Academy. And one family in particular we want to bring to the fore in the Zoom is the Yanku family. Louisa has been an incredible member of the first responders community. She is a pulmonologist, works on the front lines. She and her family will be helping us bring in some of the blessings of Havdalah. But I wanted to invite Louisa to share a little bit about maybe some thoughts on what's happening on the front lines as we honor her and her family, and kind of symbolically through her, the first responders, everyone who's coming through and helping us stay safe and helping others make it through this really challenging time. So Louisa, please, we'd love to hear some thoughts. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to participate. You know, we love Sinai Temple and Sinai Akiba, and it's really our community and our family. Unlike a lot of people out there, I do not know very much about staying at home and sheltering at home. I have been working every day as usual. And I wanted to first of all tell you that what we've done in California by staying at home has really helped the hospitals tremendously, because we did not see the surges that New York saw, or Detroit, or New Jersey. And that has really been tremendously helpful to us. I wanted to give you a little view about what my life has been like since everyone's been sheltering at home. I work in the intensive care unit at Kaiser Permanente together with Dr. Meran Sina, who is another Sinai Temple member. His family is very involved with Sinai Temple. We work together. In the morning, I wake up and I go to Kaiser, where I immediately have my temperature checked. I'm given scrubs to change into. And as soon as I'm changed into scrubs, I head to the intensive care unit, where there is this a group of operating room nurses who help us get into our personal protective equipment. This, I would say, takes about 10 to 15 minutes. They watch us to make sure that we're properly dressed, that there is nothing uncovered, that everything has been cleaned and put on properly. And once we go into the intensive care unit, we're there for the entire day. We try not to come out except to eat lunch. But because of the personal protective equipment and because we don't want to contaminate anything, we stay in the intensive care unit where we're working all day. I work with a fantastic group of people. We have everything that we need. We have N95 masks, we have gowns, we have visors. We all cheer ourselves on. As you can imagine, there's a lot of anxiety, but there's also a lot of happiness when we see people who improve and move out of the intensive care unit and eventually leave the hospital. I think what's kept me going through this time period is really my community and Sinai Temple and my friends from Sinai and my family. And as you can see right now, I'm in a room by myself. I am actually self-isolated from the rest of my family. I don't want to give them anything that I might catch at the hospital. I try not to bring it home. And so during this time, we have elected for me to be all alone. But we do try to keep our distance 6 feet. And right now, Robert, who's a Sinai Akiba alumni, is in a separate room with his dad. And Ariella, who's also a first responder in Michigan, is in Michigan with her fiance, Josh.
Beautiful. Thank you, Louisa, for sharing. And I was thinking about, Jen and I were talking this week about the kids that Robert, I know, is a senior and is unable to well, I think, Robert, if you could tell me, I think you're not able to have graduation this year, which is a really challenging thing. I know a lot of the graduates who are hoping to walk at graduation and have a ceremony this year are really disappointed, and I can imagine you are too. But we're thinking about you, obviously, and thinking about the challenges you have without seeing your mom, being close to her. But Andre and you and really help support, obviously, Louisa, and help her with this fight. So thank you. And Ariella, I think you may be here. We know you're working on volunteering in Ann Arbor and helping out with PPE and respiratory therapy. So the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, I guess, right?
Right.
Ariella really working hard, right? So, but I know this has been a challenge with some disappointments along the way, because I know Ariella and Joshua are supposed to get married, and we feel for you guys. But as Rabbi Wolpe says, we all know we'll get through this, and there will be a time, there will be a wedding, and there'll be Robert's own graduation. And but we are thinking about you guys. But thank you, Louisa, so much for sharing just a little insight what it's like to be on the front lines. Really appreciate hearing your words and all that you're doing for the community. It's really incredible work, and we know it's incredibly challenging. So we're so grateful to you and to your family. So thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to actually go to Chloe Pourmoradi. I want to introduce her. She is an alum of the school, an alumna from, I think, the class of 2004. And Chloe is an incredible, accomplished musician, a violinist and guitar player. Yeah, she's got the guitar there, which is great. And she probably plays a lot of instruments. You know, Chloe, you can probably tell us how many instruments you play and what you do, but you also have a beautiful voice. And we're so blessed that you're with us tonight. You're an incredible part of our school, part of the community. Chloe taught an elective to our middle school this year, which was also really, really neat. And Chloe, thank you for being with us tonight and joining in to fulfill kind of our bigger vision of what we're seeing as the community coming together tonight. So Chloe's going to sing, and maybe you'll tell us a little bit about it, but a prayer of healing. And maybe not just for those who are sick, but for the people who are on the front lines, the people who are, supporting those who need a little help, a little spiritual healing, a little emotional healing, and also thinking about not just the nurses and the doctors and the technicians, but also even the people who support them, right? So we're thinking about the people who are the janitorial staff at hospitals and the people who are kind of really behind the scenes, thinking about all these different people to think about the inclusivity of the whole mesh of workers that are a part of how we're able to take care of those who are sick. So Chloe, thank you so much for joining us. We'd love to hear what you're gonna sing for us, and we'll sing with you at home.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. Wonderful to be with all of you. I'm going to sing for you this beautiful piyut written by Raphael Antebi, who is one of the most famous poets in the Syrian Jewish tradition. And it's a beautiful poem, beautiful piyut, song for healing. And it's very appropriate also because we're now in the month of Iyar. And this month, the quality of this month is healing. Iyar, Aleph, Yud, Yud, Reish, Ani, Adonai, Rofecha. I am God, your healer. This is the quality of this month. So we're sending healing as we listen to these words. I just wanted to wash over you. Feel it healing yourself. Feel it spreading healing to those who are in need. Healing to our planet. Body, mind, spirit, all of it. Rafat siri el neman ki ata rofeu ma. Rafat siri el neman ki ata rofeu ma. Et roshi shurkh al-shi بتن كوخ لنفسي اترشي شرخ לנפשי ותן כוח לנפשי. פתח שער הרחמים רמשוך את במרוני. פתח שער הרחמים רמשוך את במרוני. על עבדך שימח חסדך אין מרחם בלעדך. על עבדך שימח חסדך אין מרחם בלעדך. לך ארצה תפילתי וחוש על עזרתי. לך ארצה תפילתי וחוש על עזרתי. במהרה דרוקה לעם בן גבירה. במהרה דרוקה לעם בן גבירה. So also recognizing that in going inwards, in finding healing in ourselves in this time, in this month of Iyar, this time of introspection, refinement, self-care, slowing down, we're also contributing to the healing of the whole of the planet. Fasiri el neman ki ata rofeuma. Fasiri el neman ki ata rofeuma. Et roshi shurkhalishi ותן כוח לנפשי. את ראשי שורח חלשי ותן כוח לנפשי.
Beautiful, Chloe. Thank you so much. What a beautiful melody and beautiful words. We all appreciate your words. They did wash over us. I think you can see that as you were looking at the families listening to this incredible melody. So thank you so much. Rosh Chodesh Tov and Shavua Tov. We're going to continue with our Havdalah friends. I know that a lot of people have candles. I think we sent out the candles. So I want to make sure that you have your candle. If you haven't lit it, you can light it for our blessings. We're going to have a number of our families share some of the blessings with us. So I'll introduce them in a minute, but I want to give the families an opportunity. Havdalah is an opportunity to relish the present, reflect back on the past, and then look forward into the future. And with everything that we have as part of our Havdalah blessings, our juice, which represents the joy that we're celebrating right now, doing this ceremony, this special opportunity that brings us all together. We have our spices, which we call the Shabbat, and of course the candle, which we lit to symbolize the future and what will happen in the coming week. And I just want to reflect a little bit this week. I told a story to the upper grades in the lower school and the middle school about a king, a wizard, and a prophet. And the king was a beloved king in this kingdom, and had a trusted prophet who worked with him very closely, but a wizard who did not like this king or the kingdom. And the wizard curses the harvest of the entire kingdom, and the people are forced to eat of this cursed harvest that makes them mad, makes them insane for 7 years. The only person who can live through it and remind them that they're mad and that this is the case, that it's not normal, is the prophet. And the prophet has to continuously remind them for 7 years that this madness is only temporary and that they'll make it through, but they need to remember certain things that remind them of the normal times. And the story, which has been told for a long time, is so relevant to us today, because when we think about what can keep us feeling a little normal in abnormal times, are the things that can keep us remembering our traditions, remembering our holidays, learning a little Torah, enjoying Shabbat, enjoying the things that really bring us together as community, rituals and things like that. And and I heard from students about what kind of gives them some hope and some sanity during this kind of abnormal time. And students shared throughout the week what are the things that they do to keep them feeling a little normal in a very crazy time. And I wanted to give families a chance to think a little bit about that at home. What are the things that you're thinking about that help you stay a little sane during crazy times, this time where we're thinking, how do we kind of make it through? If you're at home and you're just thinking about this, you can reflect back on this week and what are the things that help you through it. Families, if you want to share, you can share with someone at home, and I'll give you an opportunity to think about that as we begin our Havdalah this evening. The people who are going to be helping us with Havdalah tonight are, we have a number of families who are going to be helping us. So Doctors Cookie and Lance Seeger are here. Cookie, a doctor, and Lance, who I think is still on the front lines, working hard. We're so appreciative that you're here and with us, representing kind of our grandparent community. They're going to lead us in the blessing over the wine. It's great to see you guys. Andre, Louisa and Andre, and the Yanku family will lead us in the Bisamim. And then Jessica and Brad Smith with Ariel will lead us in the Borei Meorei Ha'esh, our third blessing. So we'll sing the melody together, friends, and join with me at home. And then I'll stop playing and we'll have each of the families recite the blessings together. Let's sing this very beautiful Havdalah ceremony song together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei v'sanim.
Smith family?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei meorei ha'esh borei meorei ha'esh.
Beautiful. Joan Ariel, thank you. Final blessing. Baruch Okay, so I'd love to introduce Rabbis Guzik and Sherman to share a family blessing with us before we sing Shavua Tov and Eliyahu Hanavi. Rabbis, please. Go ahead.
Annie, come here.
We have 1/3 of the party.
Yeah, sorry. The other two went to sleep, but what we just wanted to say is that, you know, we all define Havdalah in different ways. We've used those words to differentiate or to separate or to distinguish. And what I just kept thinking about during this beautiful ceremony and seeing all of you is that maybe Havdalah can also mean to stand out, to make something special. And the way I think we're doing that in this time right now is remembering how Sinai Akiba Academy and Sinai Temple stands out and how special this community is. And so our blessing for you is that sometimes when you feel like the light is a little dim or it feels a little dark, remember this community and how special it is. And when you do, we pray that the light returns to your life. Havdalah means special or stand out, and that's exactly what this community is.
In a moment, we're going to sing Eliyahu Hanavi. We sang it at our Passover Seders as this abnormal time began. And also, I believe somebody just called me who I believe just had a baby. And when you have a bris or a baby naming, you also sing that song, because even during this crazy time, life continues, and we pray that the grape juice that we just drank and the flame that we saw, that will one day usher in Eliyahu Hanavi to bring a time of redemption and of shalom, of peace. So join with us, Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera Yameinu, Yahavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David. We say Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov, everyone.
Shavua Tov. Thank you so much, Rabbis Guzik and Sherman. Thank you for joining us. And Annie, that was so sweet that you're there. And I also want to throw a special to Jonah Smith, who I didn't see before. So Jonah, you're there. Awesome. So friends, we're going to, I don't know, did you guys put out your candles? I hope you did. I'm going to put mine out. And we like to do something special where you can see if you can hear the sizzle of the flame in the juice. So I'm just going to do this really close so you guys can hear it, because it's, I think for all the Ramah kids, they always say it makes for a really big week, a great week, if you can hear the sizzle. So here we go. I see, yeah, I see like it worked. Excellent. All right, so friends, we are going to conclude, but I don't want to leave out somebody really important who's going to sing with us a little bit as we conclude tonight's beautiful ceremony of Havdalah. It's Michael Cole, who was an alum of Sinai Akiba Academy, graduate of 1998, right, Michael? All right. And Michael's going to play Hatikva, a special Hatikva that he wrote, composed, or he didn't compose Hatikva, but he composed this version of it. And we now sit in this week between Yom HaShoah and next week's Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut, this really a powerful time in our calendar. And the Hatikva represents this idea of great hope, and the hope that we have, obviously, that we saw an incredible transformation of the Jewish world from the time of the Holocaust to the time of the establishment of the State of Israel. But we are also hoping that there is a broader transition as we kind of look to the hope and the light that we see in each other as we work through this time from this tragedy to great redemption. And Hatikva is a great message of hope that we're going to hear from Michael. And we'd love to see, I'd love to see everybody, the little spotlights on the different families. So Michael, we're gonna play Hatikva, and then before Michael plays, I just wanna say a big thank you again to the Iancu family, Louisa, Andre, Robert, Ariella for being here, to the Seeger family, Cookie and Lance for joining us, to the Smith family for being part of our Havdalah ceremony, and of course to Rabbis Wolpe, Guzik, and Sherman, thank you so much, and of course to my colleague and our fearless leader, Betty Wynn, who has ushered us through this really incredible time. So big kudos to everyone, and Michael will take us out with Hatikva. A Shavua Tov to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and continue to be a blessing to each other and to the community.
Absolutely beautiful. Shavua Tov, everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Feig. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, everybody, for being part of our amazing community. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Shavua Tov. Michael, thank you so much. Beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you. Have a great night, everyone. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov.